BLUELOCK's NEL has introduced the concepts of European Stratums into the series, where by selecting a specific location, each player can learn the skills and techniques of a master from that country, those countries being Spain, Germany, England, Italy, and France. Now each of the BLUELOCKers decided upon their locations, but did they choose the correct one? Which of the BLUELOCKers could have developed better if they had simply chosen a different country? Well, in today's video I'm going to be analyzing and breaking down BLUELOCK characters and the NEL Stratums to decide if they chose the correct one to train in and which other possible stratum might suit them better. Before getting into the video, I do want to mention my Discord server, that being the new Egoist Geeks. On this server, myself and other BLUELOCK content creators can talk to our community about BLUELOCK, post our theories and debates, as well as display our artwork. If that's something that interests you, you can click the link down below to join and become a part of that community. And like in all of my videos, I want to leave a spoiler warning for the BLUELOCK manga, specifically the NEL arc of the manga, and if you aren't caught up to that point in the series, I would suggest you click off this video right now because there will be spoilers. Before addressing where each of the BLUELOCKers should go, we should start by addressing the NEL Stratums themselves and what the masters can provide. Now because the BLUELOCKers didn't have any specific idea as to what the Stratums could be providing each of the players prior to their selection, we're only going to be going off of the information provided by Ego at the start of the NEL. And as Ego does, let's start by taking a look at England. The England Stratum focuses on speed and physical abilities. They believe goals should be stolen by players using their natural and trained physical prowess. The England Stratum drives to create players who steal the spotlight, causing the viewer to hold their breath for the duration of the play in utter anticipation. The next stratum is Spain. The Spain Stratum focuses on creativity and technical abilities. They believe that simple tricks won't amount to anything spectacular. Rather, you should demonstrate your creativity and playfulness to create world-class impacts on the game. Following them is the Italy Stratum. This stratum favors those who follow tactics and coordinated strategies, changing the tune of the play at the drop of a hat with a brand new plan. This extremely defensive team works by scoring a single goal, then drawing out the game through their coordination to exterminate plays. Combining a leading figurehead with a loyal support and crew to accomplish the task of winning the game, this is how Italy boasts their strength. Next up is the France Stratum. The France Stratum acts as a gateway and opening for rising talent and those who wish to show the world who they really are. By showing off such young and promising talent, the French league has been able to take the reins at becoming one of the greatest leagues in the world. And lastly is the Germany Stratum. Here, the players follow two simple ideologies: rationality and efficiency. This stratum embraces the key aspect of BLUELOCK: win by scoring goals. They favor victory by rational and logical means, as illogical actions result in failure. We also get to learn that the #1 striker in the world is currently in the Germany Stratum. Now given the information that has been presented, where would each of the BLUELOCKers best thrive? Before I continue the video, I want to talk to you guys about this video's sponsor, that being Anime Express. Anime Express is a website where you can purchase anime related memorabilia and attire, such as exclusive figures, jewelry, and some awesome clothing. They aren't limited to just the big names like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Bleach, but they also have things for the BLUELOCK community. Examples being these fire jerseys, shirts, and even this awesome high-grade necklace. When purchasing your products, they're also super clear about the details of the product, so you know exactly what you're going to be getting. What's even more awesome is that when you use the code ARROW10 at checkout, you'll save 10% off your entire order. If that's something that interests you, click the link at the top of the description to go over to their website and check out some of their stuff. And remember to use ARROW10 at checkout to save 10% off of your entire order. Alright, now back to the video. Taking a look at the first of our characters, we have the main character of BLUELOCK, that being Yoichi Isagi. Isagi is a player who creates ideal plays and chance opportunities by using his spatial awareness to view the field as a whole and the players on it. With his understanding of all of the players, he uses his off-the-ball movements to occupy empty spaces or create dangerous ones to form ideal plays for his teammates, chance opportunities using his teammates, and to score high-level goals for himself. With his reflexivity and enhanced vision, Isagi is able to create plays only possible for himself. Due to his relationships and game time with most of the prominent BLUELOCK players, Isagi is able to bring out the best of his teammates by either forcing them to perform plays so he can attack, or by pushing themselves to exceed Isagi's evolving skill level. With this playstyle and mindset as a player, Yoichi Isagi chose the stratum of rationality, that being Germany, and I personally believe that this was the best choice for Yoichi Isagi. Isagi's actions and plays have all been rationally founded to allow for him to perform his best by either devouring or evolving his own teammates. Going to Bast Dimension allowed for him to refine his playstyle, resulting in his natural awakening of metavision, creating the current Isagi that we know of, not to mention the new Gen 11 in Kaiser residing in the Germany stratum. His presence acts as a catalyst for Yoichi Isagi's awakening, allowing for him to evolve exponentially. While I do believe that this was the best choice for Isagi in his evolution, I do believe a good runner-up would be the Italy stratum. Looking at Snuffy's training, he formulates plans around his players' unique weapons and abilities, allowing for them to prepare for any situation. Going to Ubers, Isagi would most likely have to compete with Bato for goals while working within the team designed to support him. However, I don't believe that this would be all that bad. With Snuffy as a master, Isagi could discuss spatial understanding with Snuffy, likely leading to him awakening metavision, selection, allowing for him to reach a near identical place to where he currently is in the main story. By being placed in the midfield, I believe Snappy would implement Isagi as a wild card for the team, being used to solely devour Bado in his moments where he fails to do his job of scoring goals. This would not only motivate Bado to do better, but also allow for Isagi to improve through the rivalry. So during the NEL, Isagi's best stratum choice was Germany, however a good runner-up would be Italy. Next up, we have the monster dribbler of BLUELOCK, that being Meguru Bachira. Bachira is a player who through the use of his dribbling technique can break through most defenses with only high-level players actually being able to stop him. During his time in the first selection, Team Z heavily relied on his dribbling ability to get the ball down the field, as his weapon allowed for him to slice through opponents. His dribbling is rivaled by only a handful of players in BLUELOCK, and mixed with his key passing skills, he has proven to be a much-needed asset on any team. Now, Bachira had chosen to go to Spain during the NEL, and like Isagi, I do believe that this was the best choice. Not only is Lavanho nearly identical to Bachira in terms of playstyle and mindset, but Lavanho's advice to Bachira allowed for him to become a lone dribbler that is strong enough to score against the most defensive team in the NEL. The initial training of the new Egoist League led Bachira to evolve his dribbling by moving away from proactive dribbling to a more counteractive dribbling style. This allowed him to read his opponent's movements first, maturing in the way that he moves down the field. This was the most beneficial development for Bachira, seeing as this allowed for him to not only lead into his strengths, but take all of the benefits from his flow state and apply them into his standard playstyle. Now, assuming that Bachira chose not to go to Spain, where would he go? Looking at the available options, I believe the next best stratum would be the France stratum. With how PXG plays, it's very self-developmental, as Loki doesn't appear to directly help train any of the players, but rather give advice on what the players are struggling with. With France being the stratum for up-and-coming stars who want to show off their talents, that seems to be something that fits Bachira very, very well. His performance of solo running through the entire Japan U20 team shows that he is a dribbler of high technical ability, and this would gain him so much love on the world stage. Also, in hindsight, I think that Charles and Bachira would be a very, very funny and killer duo, as Bachira could act as a motivator for Charles and his awakening, given their similar mindsets. Bachira also kind of plays like Shido, leading into his impulses and instincts, so I think that Bachira could be another good sparking motivator for Charles and his awakening. Aside from Spain, there's no other stratum that seems to fit Bachira's personality as to why he would want to go there, so I think that PXG is a good backup. So during the NEL, Bachira chose to go to Spain, however a good backup for him would be going to France. Before we get into the rest of the video, if you are enjoying this video, leave a like and subscribe down below to see more awesome BLUELOCK content just like this. Moving on to the next of our characters, we have the wildcard copyman of BLUELOCK, that being Rensuke Kunigami. Now, Kunigami is a very unique case. Kunigami was selected to join Bastard Mention due to the wildcard program and its methods of replicating Noah's physical abilities. Because he is the near perfect physical copy of Noah, it makes sense for them to be placed in the same stratum. However, because of this, rather than using wildcard Kunigami in this hypothetical, I'll be going off of superhero Kunigami and his mindset. Being a left-footed power forward, Kunigami plays by leveraging his physique towards the goal, literally forcing his way into his perfect shooting zone. Through his physique, he has displayed incredible dueling capabilities, as well as high specs in both offensive and defensive-oriented tactics. Aside from his playstyle being a very moral-abiding individual, Kunigami would likely select a stratum that would allow for him to develop into a football superhero, and the perfect stratum for that would be the England stratum. Aside from being the literal physical embodiment of what Kunigami could have been if he didn't go into the wildcard, Chris Prince would also have the perfect style of training that Kunigami would benefit from. Being a physically boasting player, Kunigami would likely strive to play in an offensive or at least a midfielder-like role, dominating all sides of the field with his physique. And realistically, I see England being a much better place for Kunigami to train as opposed to Germany. At Bastard Mention, Kunigami has pretty much been discarded aside from the Barca match and a little bit of the Manshan game. But going to England and learning from a world-class striker who is legitimately himself fully realized would not only lead him to become a true football superhero, but also make him a way better player than he currently is. Also, I think it might take Nagi out of the running for being Prince's favorite member on his team, which would be kind of funny. So during the NEL, Kunigami was forced to go to Germany, however the better selection would have been England. And the last of the characters that I'll be covering in this video, we have the Red Panther of BLUELOCK, that being Chigiri Hyoma. Chigiri's natural physical disposition allows for him to run at incredible speeds compared to most players. Along with his great focus, he's able to keep control of the ball and his speed while moving through tight spaces between players and switching between dribbling and passing seamlessly. Looking at Chigiri's selection, he chose to go to England and Manshan City, which makes sense given their philosophy of speed and rush. After his training, Chigiri more carefully decides where he's going to cut and run, as he now aims for his ideal shooting zone using his refined speed and dribbling instead of just blindly charging into the penalty area as fast as possible. Now, while I do believe that this is the perfect place for Chigiri to train, I do think there is another potential stratum that could have made him just as good. That stratum being the Spain stratum. Spain's philosophy comes from creativity and technical prowess. From the results of Lavanho's training, Bachira was able to integrate Jenga into his monster tricks to create a new advanced style of dribbling. Through the same integration, I can see Chigiri embodying a similar strategy in relation to his speed. While Bachira's core became more stable for his dribbling, I would like to see Chigiri's become more fluid and nimble. Chigiri's current style of using his speed and dribbling is very rigid, forcing him to run in straight lines in order to maintain top speed, allowing for him to dominate those wide open spaces. However, I would like to see Chigiri incorporate a more flowy style of running. This would allow for him to keep his speed at its peak while still being able to run through opponents. An example of this put into practice is Otoya, as seen in the episode Nagi manga. Otoya thrives in tighter spaces, allowing for him to move at top speed while running through people's blind spots. Through Barcha's training with technique, he would allow Chigiri to maintain control over the ball without the risk of losing it, despite his tighter runs. We see this with Bachira's dribbling, as he's able to move the ball almost as if it's glued to his feet. By allowing Chigiri to integrate Jenga into his style, he can utilize the swaying method that Lavenholm mentioned in order to weave between people, all while keeping possession and keeping at top speed. This would allow for Chigiri to become a dual type of speedster, one who can take advantage of those wide open spaces, while also allowing him to weave through multiple defenders who attempt to overwhelm him. While I do believe that Spain would be a fine selection, going to England is definitely the best choice for Chigiri. Chigiri's injury, as well as needing to enhance his speed and stamina, call for a stratum that specializes in physical improvement. As a result, I do believe that Chigiri made a correct decision in going to England. However, a good backup would be going to Spain. But that's where I believe the Blue Lockers would have gone in the NEL, assuming their first selection was unavailable. And if you did enjoy the video, let me know if you'd want a part 2, because I'd be very interested in making one. Now, at the time of me writing the script, season 2 is very nearly upon us, so I hope you guys are very excited for that to be released. And with the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen's manga, I'll be returning to an old fan favorite on the channel, where I'll be giving the Blue Lockers Jujutsu Sorcerer grades. If you are curious as to how that would work, go check out the video where I did that exact thing. I'll have it linked down below. But aside from that, for the question of the video, which stratum would you guys train in if you were in Blue Lock? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this. Before I continue the video, I want to talk to you guys about this video's sponsor, that being Anime Express. Anime Express is a website where you can purchase anime-related memorabilia and attire, such as exclusive figures, jewelry, and some awesome clothing. They aren't limited to just the big names like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, or Bleach, but they also have things for the Blue Lock community. Examples being these fire jerseys, shirts, and even this awesome high-grade necklace. When purchasing your products, they're also super clear about the details of the product, so you know exactly what you're going to be getting. What's even more awesome is that when you use the code ARROW10 at checkout, you'll save 10% off your entire order. If that's something that interests you, click the link at the top of the description to go over to their website and check out some of their stuff. And remember to use ARROW10 at checkout to save 10% off of your entire order. Alright, now back to the video.